Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Vera Sadler with VLS Coaching, and I came to you with another tip that I wanted to share with you about leveling up for 2025. So, give me a moment because I'm just getting all my video and my stuff just set up so I can be right here with you and just look at it and just kind of just take a glance at it with you. So, hey, if you just give me a second, I want to be able to view this with you and make sure that everything is what I want it to be. You know how I do. I want to be able to hear and see myself going live. And I just want to chat with you for tonight. So, the last time I did a pop up, the last two times, I talked to you about how can you quickly level up in 2025, right? And we want to talk about this because I have an upcoming workshop on March 13th at 6:30 Eastern Standard Central Standard Time. That's Thursday, March 13th, Central Standard Time. And I want to talk to you about how do we level up to our potential in 2025. 2025. Hey, I'm live and I can't talk real good tonight. I don't know what's going on. But the name of the workshop is the Lift, Launch, and Lead Workshop. And why do I think it's so important that you attend this year and at this very moment? So listen, I'm not one on resolutions. I'm not one on making big dreams and goals that you don't plan and keep, but I am one on saying if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you are in pursuit of something, don't let anyone and don't let anything stop you from pursuing your goals. But what you need to do is set realistic goals, and you need to set smart goals, and you need to just sometimes you may have something there that's a dream and it's been sitting on the shelf, like all those books I have in the back, sitting on a shelf. You need to pick it up, dust it off, and say, hey, what have I done about that dream, that goal, that vision that's been in my heart and my mind? And it's been sitting back there for years and years, and I've not done anything with it. Why not now, this year? Take time. Don't make yourself a resolution in 2025. It's my resolution. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do that. Why not dust off your dream, dust off your goal? Or why not figure out what it is that you're really supposed to be doing? So, we talked about leveraging your strengths. We've also talked about sometimes silencing the opinion and the thoughts of others. But what I really want to talk to you tonight about, what are some other quick ways that you can level up in 2025? And we're going to talk about this in greater detail at that workshop. Hey, I'm going to put right now, I'm going to show you how you can go quickly and you can register, because I don't want you to miss registering for this conference. It's March 13th, Thursday, March 13th, 6:30 Central Time at and it's going to be amazing, guys. You're going to get some tools and some resources to help you learn how to level up, how to leverage your talents and your strengths and overcome some challenges maybe that you just have kept you from saying, hey, I can do it. I can be all that I'm destined to be. I can live up to my potential. You're going to start to ignite that thing that's been buried down real long for a long, long time. And maybe something has happened. Maybe an incident happened in your life. Maybe someone told you you couldn't. And so you've buried that thing deep down for a very long time. So now it's time to ignite that, put a fire upon it. We're going to start focusing on forward momentum. How do we say, okay, I know these are my gifts and talents, these are my strengths, but what do I do? And now I know that this is the potential where I should be going. But how do I start moving forward? We're going to talk about forward momentum. How do we go forward? And then what are some thoughts and actions I have to change and refocus and change just to get there? Because sometimes we can have the vision, we can know what we want to do, and we can want to move forward, but we need help with the action steps. So that's what Lift, Launch, and Lead workshop is going to be about on March 13th. Go, please register right now. So what are some quick things you can do when you start thinking about this and when you start talking about someone that you want to attend this workshop? You may say, hey, you might want to grab a girlfriend, you may want to grab a friend, you may want to grab a coworker and say, let's attend this. You say, why would you grab someone? Because you have to think about all the sum of what you've done so far. You say, I've done great things. I'm doing amazing things. I have all this going on. But can I share something with you tonight? The sum of where you are, or the where you are right now, is not the sum of all of who you can be. I'm going to say that again. Where you are now is not the sum of all of who you can be. Sometimes we think, I've accomplished this, I'm doing this, I have this going on. And the enemy of our souls, I'm going to call him out, the enemy of our souls, or it can be someone that the enemy is using, is jealous. They make you think that what you're doing now, what you've accomplished, hey, I got an associate's degree, or I'm a manager here, or I'm doing this, I've done that. They make you think that's the sum of all you can ever be. I have the wife, the kids, the picket fence, the house. I have a husband, my kids. I'm, doing this. They make you think that that's all. There's more. If you have dreams and goals and vision to be something and do something, don't put your dreams and just toss them away like they never existed. That's not the sum of all of who you are. Let yourself dream big. Part of my motto in what I do as a coach is I'm here to help make destiny makers, help people launch and become destiny makers. So I want you to think about that tonight. Where you are now is not the sum of all you can be. Second thing I want you to think about is your past experiences do not equal the sum of your future success. So that's another thing that sometimes stops us. We think about our past and we get stuck in our past and we can't move forward. I've done this. How can you tell me I can be successful in this area? How can you tell me that I can move forward? Sometimes we allow others to look at our past. We allow the enemy to tell us what our past was. We allow others to always revisit. Have you ever been in a situation, in a conversation, and somebody says, "Oh, girl, do you remember when you used to?" And you're thinking, I didn't ask you to bring that up. Girl, do you remember? Or brother, do you remember when you used to say and used to be and you used to? Your past experiences do not equal the sum of what your future success can be. Matter of fact, those past things, in Romans 8:28, it says, all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. Let me tell you this. Sometimes we get stuck there and we think that all these things, I have a lot of stuff on my desk right now, would kind of gather it up and show it as a picture, but we think that the sum of all that is just the totality of who we are. No, it's just put in the pot to help make us stronger, make us better, propel us forward. They're stepping stones. It's like taking book by book, like all those things, those books. If something happened in that bookcase was to fall over, I have to pick them up book by book by book by book to get it back to what it needs to be. That's the way our life is. Our life is one story after story after story as a stepping stone to get us where we need to be, what we need to accomplish, the dreams we need to have. It's story by story. Life is an absolute journey. But how do you go and be a part and make your journey and get to the end of your journey, or keep walking down your journey, if you just stop? If you stop in your tracks, if you don't keep moving forward, if you don't keep walking, if you let your past define you and you say, this is all I am, this is all I ever be, I can never go forward. And if you let others tie a rope around your ankles or rope around your waist and say, I remember when, and they keep pulling you back. Man, do you know some people, they want to keep pulling you back to the past, and you're trying so hard to run forward, press towards the mark of the prize of the high calling, as the scripture says. But sometimes we have people that they got a rope around our ankles to the past. Sometimes you have to let go. You have to cut the rope, which means you have to cut friends. You have to cut ties. You have to cut relationships. You have to cut, because that rope, man, I was sharing in a class the other week because I was talking about confidence and how when you build your confidence, you can't allow people to strip you of that. And I was sharing with the attendees of the class that sometimes people don't know what it's taken for you to let go move forward and arrive where you are. They want you to be the person you were in the back, and they don't understand what it's taken for you to get to where you are. So I have come to realize my past experiences may have helped propel me, but my past experiences weren't the sum total of who I was. And they don't define, they're not the sum total of my future success. They may have played a part in pushing and propelling me forward. Why is that? Because I didn't get stuck in my past. I used my past experiences as a motivation to move forward. So here again, where you are now is not the sum of all you can be. Your past experiences do not equal the sum of who you are or your future success. That's one. And two. And then the last one, opinions of others do not determine the journey of your potential. Let me say that again. Opinions of others do not determine your journey to potential. What do I mean by that? Someone can say, you have a goal, you have a vision, you have a dream. Sometimes we share too much with too many people. Opinions of others do not determine your journey to potential. And I'll share just a really quick story about myself. When I was joining the armed forces as a young woman, I was 18 years old. And after I graduated high school, I was going to go to college. I got accepted to multiple colleges, but I had this idea. I wanted to leave home. I wanted to get as far away. And those recruiters back then, man, they were hot on those high school campuses. And I thought, yes, I'm going to be all I can be, because Uncle Sam told me I could be all I can be. And I never forget, this always rings true to me, because opinions of others do not determine your journey to potential. And I remember, and guys, I was probably 92 pounds soaking wet when I graduated high school. I was weighing a size 0 and 1. That just tells you how little and how thin I was. 5 feet 1 3/4, about this big. My mom took me to a hairdresser to do my hair back then. And the hairdresser, and she told the hairdresser, yeah, my daughter signed up to join the Army. I signed up before I graduated. So I had a delayed entry, and I was going to go after graduation, a couple of months, after the summer. And so right before I was leaving, my mom took me to the hairdresser to go get my hair done. The hairdresser told my mom, she said it in my face as if I wasn't sitting there. She said, she's too skinny and too little. She'll never make it through training. Do you know that opinion of that person? I didn't let it stop me. I didn't let it sway me. What it did, I will say, it did sway me, because it swayed me to the fact that I'm going to do exactly the opposite of what you think of me. Her opinion did not determine my journey of potential. It actually pushed me to do better, because I was determined to succeed. Don't let people tell you you can't, you won't, you're going to fail, there's no way, there's no how. I'm sure all of us have heard all those type of things before. And what do? Sometimes we buy the hype, we buy the lie. So we let other people say, how dare you? Who do you think you are? Oh, you think you all that. You think you're so important. So I've come up with a new saying for you. You know how people say, you think you're all that in a bag of chips? I say, I'm all that. I'm a bag of chips. I'm the extra snack. I'm the cream, the whipped cream, the vanilla, the cherry, and all that on top. So I told somebody that the other day, and they just cracked up laughing. We were just having a conversation about how we need to appreciate who we are. I said, so when people look at me and says, you think you all that? I says, yes, I'm all that. I'm the bag of chips, the whipped cream, the cherry on top. They say, I've been there, done that, bought the souvenir, and all that you can have that go with it. Because I'm not going to let the opinions of others diminish me. I'm not going to let the thought process, the words of others dictate my journey when I know who God has said who I am. I have potential. I have great potential. I am a successful person. I am going places. I am doing things. I am speaking things. You know, I am who he said I am. I'm not who everybody else said I am. And like I said, just going back to that thought of people saying, oh, or that hairdresser, you can't, you won't. And when she said that, man, I was so successful. I loved being in the army. I was great at what I did. I loved it. It even instilled in me a part of the character and who I am now. So I just wanted to pop on real quick and tell you, don't miss signing up for this Lift Launch Lead class. It's going to help you propel and start launching towards your future. Why? Because for too long, we have bought the hype, we've bought the lie, we've tasted. See what happens sometimes? People say, just try. Well, there are times when you don't need to try. You don't need to taste and you don't need to bite, because then you're like, well, it seemed okay. Let me have a little bit more. Well, this lie that people feed us about who we are, what we can do, what we can't do, it sometimes is okay. It tastes okay. Then we take a bigger bite and then you're sucked into it. Well, how about say, no, that part's not for me. I'm going to bite off on in life what God said is for me. He says, I'm more than a conqueror. He says, I'm above and not beneath. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm a victor, not a victim. And so when you start to see yourself in that manner, one, you'll invest in yourself, research, study, workshops that will help you propel quickly. Because see, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take a lot to shift your thinking about who you are and where you're supposed to be. It doesn't take much to dust off those dreams and visions that you've had sitting for so long. So why not join the Lift, Launch, and Lead workshop Thursday, March 13th, 6:30 Central Standard Time. Listen, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And we're going to start helping ourselves lift up from where we are. We're going to realize that what people have said, we are not the sum. Where you are now is not the sum of who you all of who you can be. Where you are now is not the sum of all you can be. Your past experiences do not equal the sum of your future success, and the opinions of others do not determine your journey to potential. So, I just wanted to say, this is Coach Vera, and I hope to see you on March 13th at the Lift, Launch, and Lead workshop. And I hope you're encouraged tonight to know that you're greater than where you are now. And I hope you know that whatever you have, dust off those visions, dust off those dreams, shake off everything, shake off those words, shake off the negative opinions, close your ears to the things that you don't need to hear. Put some positivity back in your heart, in your mind, and let's see you Thursday night, March 13th. Join us. Hey, and if you're listening to this, please go to YouTube, like and subscribe, share these pages, share my LinkedIn, share my Instagram, share to Facebook, so that others you know need to hear this positive message, that they are joining, that they're coming in and they're listening to these positive messages. We have so much chaos going on, so much negativity going on. People are just overwhelmed with fear, chaos, negativity, and hopelessness. Why not share good news? Why not share positivity? Why not share something with someone else so that they can hear that they are more than, that they're not without hope, that there is a promise? Because God said at the top of this year, He's a God of protection, promise, and provision. Why not share these good messages with a friend, a sister, a brother, a auntie, a grandmother, a coworker, someone that needs to hear that there is more to life than just being overwhelmed by what they hear and see and think. Again, this is Coach Vera, and I hope to see you soon. See you on March 13th.